briefly, I like this podcast and we're going to keep talking.
Yeah.
Is that okay, Phil?
Yeah.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. And I love,
Yeah.
I just love chatting.
Me too.
I know it's not funny because I'm being so sincere, but
Well, you're teaching me stuff.
I'm teaching everyone.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to the Big Natural podcast. Today I'm sitting here with Kandace Medina.
I should probably scoot over. Okay.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
This is a cute little setup. You really put a lot of effort and thought into this. This is cute as fuck.
Thanks.
Look, it's me.
There you are.
That's who I am. Cool.
Yeah, you're
25. Wow, you guys have been doing this a minute.
I know. Yeah, we've been pretty consistent with it, like since we started, but we haven't been doing it too long, but it's been fun. I'm excited to have you on because I think you're super funny, very unique. I would say you might be one of the most interesting women I've ever met in my life, to be honest. And so I'll just start with this question I ask everybody when they first come on. Do you remember the first time you did stand up, and do you remember any jokes from it?
Yeah, I do. So I tell a story a lot, and it's probably out there in a lot of podcasts at this point, but it's like my stand-up journey, like I wasn't prepared, or I didn't want, like, okay, I've always been funny, and which is just a trauma response, really. But, which, side note, I found out from one of my psychiatrists, the lady, or the doctor that was, like, her person, like, whatever, and she was like, I made a joke at the end of the session, and I go, oh, sorry about that. She goes, yeah, it's okay. It's just a defense mechanism. And I was like, bitch, stop. She's like, it's like a trauma thing. And I was like, okay, well, that was fucking rude. But anywho, yeah, so I have ADHD. So this is,
I do too.
I get asked a question. I got like did a newspaper interview, and the reporter kept asking me questions, and then I'd be like, so when I answer stuff, it's like, and then I go back.
I love it because my brain works like that too.
Perfect. That's the way everyone should work. And then they don't. And everyone judges like neurodivergence as like, they judge them as like incapable, but it's like a superpower, honestly, because it's, you can think of so much at the same time. Like, so they can everyone, neurotypicals can suck me off. Anywho, so I did this mic. So it wasn't on my radar. I actually moved to Austin. My dream was to be a chef, and with zero experience. And so I moved to Austin to become like a server. I wanted to learn restaurant.
Nice.
Because I'd never done that before. And I quit my corporate job. My whole family thought I was like a drug addict or insane. And because I had a college degree, and they were like, what, you're going to be a server? And I was like, yeah, dude, you don't see the fucking vision. No one ever sees the vision.
True.
But so I was hanging out with my coworker, and we were in a running club, because I used to run a lot, and then that was embarrassing as well because I could not keep up. But she was like, do you want to go to see my girlfriend at this open mic? And I was like, yeah, like I'll go. And the funny thing is, I remember before going into the room, I was like so anxious for some reason.
Wow.
I think like subconsciously I held these people in like high esteem. And I watched the mic, and I just fell in love with like even the shitty comedy. I was like, it's like kind of watching like how the sausage is made, and like I just fell in love with it. And I remember saying to myself, like, I'm so sad, like I'll never be able to do something like that. And I went back like another week to watch, and then the next, like I got really high, and then I told myself like, you know, it sucks, I'll never be able to. I remember the thought that night, like it sucks, I'll never be that. And then I woke up the next day, and my brain just started writing jokes. And it was crazy. Like I literally woke up. I remember I woke up, and I was like, brain was just like writing.
Wow.
And I wrote it down, and then I tried it out the next week. And it was a joke about, it was like basically saying like, just talking about, which is actually, I'm bringing some of these things back, but like in a more, you know, nuanced and like capable way. But it's like growing up poor, and just talking about how like, my brother is like gonna be like, or he might even be, I don't know his status, but he's a VP of an VP of a bank.
Wow.
So investment bank. He handles like huge deals, like historic deals.
Nice.
And yeah, it is nice, but it's like funny because the joke is based on how like everyone thought I was a piece of shit like for smoking weed and stuff, and then now I become everyone's fucking drug dealer, and I bring weed to like, you know, everybody and all this stuff. And then basically saying like, it's not like I always skim off the top, like he, you know what I mean? Like he's buying huge, you know?
Yeah.
And, but the problem is like, it's not like another job where if you do something wrong, you can just suck your manager off. And it's like, cause he's used to that white collar dick sucking, and I'm more of like a cash under the table type of dick sucking.
I love that.
And then said something about like being like a maybe undocumented or something person. I don't remember. And then the joke after that was something about brushing my teeth. I don't remember. The actual set is on Instagram like far back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it was 30 days into comedy. I did Funniest Person in Austin, and it was actually pretty crazy to be a new comic and be able to like work that diligently to be able to put a set out like that. So, you know, it's just interesting to be able to see something like that. And but then I wanted to keep going, and I told, you know, my family, I think this is it. And they were like, it's just a hobby for you. And I was like, fair. But you like, you know what I mean? Like you just see something in your head sometimes, and then you go for it. And so I made a rule for myself. I was like, that's the joke I'm known for. My family loves that joke. I'm never going to do that joke again. Okay. And so the goal was to write stronger and better. And so that was a learning and growing process to push myself. And, you know, I became so obsessed. I didn't miss a mic for like over a year. And it was, I was hitting like 2 to 4 mics a day and just fucking grinding out. Yeah. And that's basically that. Yeah. Interesting journey.
That's incredible. And it makes sense because I could just see you doing that. Like you're very good, and it makes sense that you were grinding. And it doesn't even surprise me that you could write that well 30 days into doing comedy, because you're very naturally funny too.
Thank you.
And very good off the cuff. Like you have a show that I honestly love so much, and it's really unique, and it's your show. And when I first saw you go up and introduce like how it worked and everything, I was just like, damn, like this woman has like balls. Like she is not afraid of anything. And so yeah, you inspire me a lot. And yeah, your show is amazing. It's Banana Phone. Compliments. Shit. I'm sorry.
No, I appreciate it. I'm learning to be better about it. Yeah. So I appreciate you saying those things, and I'm absorbing them and being like, okay,
I know I'm like
in an opinion way, and it's okay.
Yeah, I know. I like when people compliment me, I normally will like naturally try to like say shitty things about myself, so
or disperse the compliment.
Yeah.
I've noticed that about you.
Yeah, I'm really uncomfortable. Like I don't know why, but
yeah, that's so cool. I wish. My goal for you is to gain the level of confidence that I think you should have.
I know, like you said that to me. And also that's another thing about you is like you've told me the most like valuable things where you'll just like, and I think it's because you just have a good heart and you're honest.
I'm going to cry.
So you said that to me fairly recently at a party. And then also even when I started my podcast, I asked you to do it, and you were like, but I asked it in a way where I was like, I was starting a podcast, but you don't have to, but if you want to, and you were just like, don't do that. You were like, just like own it, and like you can ask people, and don't make it feel like it's a favor. Like you can ask anyone you want, and like people who you don't even think would say yes might say yes. Like,
and even if they say no, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like and that's the thing is like I think I give advice to people that like things that I've had to work through.
Okay.
Either personally, professionally, whatever. And so it's important for me to like instill those things that I've learned about myself and being confident. And, I'm like pretty much there right now where I just feel, finally like stop stressing about it. Like there's no timeline. You're funny, and funny doesn't just stop. And that was my fear when I wouldn't stop miking. I had to work it out in therapy, where I felt if I missed a mic, my world would just crumble, and I would become unfunny, and everyone would realize I was unfunny. And so there's this level of like confidence building that just takes time naturally. But I think being able to give that advice so it could shortcut that for you or anyone, like I don't want people to struggle in things that I've worked through, that and telling advice that has helped me over time. So thank you for saying that. That's really kind. I kind of just talk sometimes and hope it goes well.
No, yeah, I love it. I love your vibe, and just like every time I see you, I'm excited because I remember that party. I was like, I don't know like anyone here really, and then I saw you, and I was like, oh my god, yes, like I know her. And every time I see you, I'm always like happy to talk to you.
I'm happy to talk to you.
So yeah, I'm excited that you're on also.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be here.
How did you
sick as hell.
like start Banana Phone? Like when did that, like how did that happen?
So I was like a new, or not new comic necessarily, but like new-ish, like maybe like 2 years in or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Creek opened, and Rebecca asked me to do a mic, and I'm the kind of person that like I can't do anything normal. I'm like, why would I,
Mm-hmm.
And so at the time, one of my skills was kind of being like present on stage and like being able to respond.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was like new comic, I worked with this like other comic, and her name was Ariel Isaac Norman. She ran a show, like a heckle show, and that was something that she would have me back all the time for, like because I was good at it.
Yeah.
Or decent. I wasn't amazing, but I decided to do that. And the mindset about it is I wanted to build a show that would sharpen the skills that I had worked on for, the few years I was doing it. And so that was like, comfortably on stage, forcing you to be present, thinking faster, like writing faster, like, and those were the things I really wanted. And I really wanted just show to be for the community. And that's something that's like still really important to me. I don't charge tickets. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I try my best to keep it for like everyone.
Yeah.
I don't want to, I mean, now we are profiting and stuff like that, but it's more so, yeah, just about everyone, like really lifting up newer comics. And I think that's really funny is that a lot of people say, at first, especially, they were like, you're tearing people down. This is so la la la. But there's a reason why every time someone goes up, like, I'm like, thank you for doing the show. Like,
yeah,
it's not meant to tear people down. It's meant to get people better at certain skills. And it's like, if you can survive the worst possible scenario, it really will help you in the long term.
Yeah, it's such a good point. And that's like when I first started stand up, I met a guy one weekend and he told me to do it. And he was like, everyone, like, he was just visiting, but he's like, anyone who does comedy, like when they come to Austin, it's like one of those things you just want to do. And he was like, you should do it. And so I watched it for a little bit, and I had already signed up and I did it. But he did tell me like what it was and everything like that. And he was like, it's the worst it'll ever go. So if you can handle this, then you can handle anything.
Yeah,
and I was
absolutely.
like, okay. And I just really liked it. I mean, I know sometimes it's like a little bit different for me maybe, but you're hilarious. You've said some of the funniest shit ever.
Thanks.
Like when I've gone
every week.
No, I think you're really funny. And I can't even remember the thing you said to me once, but you were like, you look like a girl who goes to Africa just to like take pictures or something.
Oh my God. That actually is pretty funny.
It's so good.
That's fun.
And I don't know. I think you're very creative with like your heckles and everybody on the panel also. So it's just like a super interesting show that like I love watching. I love going on it, and I'm still not good at like off the cuff. So that's something I'm working on, but at least there's an opportunity like,
right,
to work on that.
You're not good at, and I wouldn't even say you're not good at it. It was just something that someone's told me before, like, I'm not good at this thing now. Right. I can't do this thing now.
That's a good point.
So it's kind of one of those things I try to remember for myself as well, is like, yeah, right now, that's not, you know what I mean? Like, I can't do it now, but there will be a time if I keep working at something that it will work out.
Yeah.
And so thank you for also doing the show. I really value that, and I appreciate literally everyone who comes on, unless they're a piece of shit. Then I don't.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like every now and then somebody will actually get offended.
Yeah. And it's like you're so watching this happen.
Yeah.
And it's like you're watching it happen, right? Yeah. And then you decide to go up. This happened to me. This happened recently. There was this comic, which this was the thing that was like crazy to me, is like I had known that comic for, he lives in a different city, and I've known, because he used to live here, I've known him since I started comedy. Okay. And like we've only had good interactions, always friendly. Wow. And then he hits me up to do the show at Creek for Banana Phone, and I'm like, hey, just so you know, it's a heckle show. And he's like, oh, I can handle it. I just tore apart some fucking prostitute on the, you know, whatever, like south side of Chicago, something like that, south side of Chicago, blah, 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 you know, and just hyping himself up, and watches most of the show.
Okay.
And then like the person he's with decides to not do it because they're like, oh, never mind, I didn't know what this was. Okay. And I'm like, all good. And then he decides to still go up, and then he bombs. Damn. And then he gets so angry that it's like he just blew up the show on all socials for no reason. What? And this is someone who was a friend, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, I was like, you are my friend, and you coming to like tear my show apart is fucking insane. If you have a problem with something, you message them directly. Yeah. You don't just go on, your first instinct was go on Facebook. First off, Facebook of all places, grow up, was like, was just to tear the show apart, which is so funny because I'm like, okay, this show is so well loved. I'm sorry that you got your ego hurt because you realized you're not as funny or as good as you think you are. Right. And that was the thing that gets me, is like, this show is about setting aside your ego. You cannot get angry. It's like, you don't get, people who get angry during roast battle, even, like, you are going to lose because the audience does not like it. It makes everyone uncomfortable. Yeah. And it's like, sorry you bombed, bro, but like that, it was just crazy to me. And that was like one of the first, you know, times where you're like, oh, this is this industry. Like, people who you are friends with and stuff, like, will eventually, or not everyone, you know, but sometimes this will happen. It was like the first betrayal I really felt, that I was like, gosh, dude, whatever. And then, you know, Rebecca ended up banning him for like, and so you come to Austin to do comedy. Now you can't even do it because you shit on a show at a club and like whatever. Like, of course it's not going to go well. Like, that's crazy. And I don't understand the type of shit, people getting angry. Like, it's okay. Like, I get it. Emotionals will get the best of you at times, but like,
but that's wild.
Yeah. You're not understanding the concept of the show.
Yeah. And he was your friend, or you thought, and then he just had a big ego, I guess.
Crazy, dude. It was like, but he's known for like, like, you know what I mean? He's known in the city that he lives for being like this guy who just shits on everything. It's like kind of like, it's like an incel that gets angry at women because they can't have sex. So it's a comic that gets angry about all these other comics and stuff because they're not a successful comic. And that's exactly what it is. He's like 13 years in the game, like 40 years old, and that's how you react.
That's so crazy.
Crazy. So to sit there and pretend like you're funny, which, I mean, you aren't.
Yeah. And like people who take it so seriously in the way where they're like concerned about other people, like I feel like it's like golf. Like, I'm obviously new, but to me it seems like golf, where you can't really compare yourself to other people and you just have to work on yourself and like getting better.
That's literally it. And it's like, in this industry, you will recognize people who are jealous about your shit. They shit talk you, they try to tear you down. Like, and to me, I've never understood that, because it's like, hey, work on yourself, bro. If you're jealous of what I'm doing, if you're whatever, envious, then you put the work that I put in. Like, for sure. I do the tough thing all the time, which is like, I'm always taking risk. I'm always pushing the boundaries of what I can do. Because like, if you take risk, it is the fastest way to get comfortable on stage, but also stay true to yourself. And if I always say this to everyone, like, bombing is, and this is anything in life, you need to fail to know what not to do. And instead, people want to play it safe all the time, do the same set, kill all the time. And it's like, you got to take risk. Yeah. And that's one thing I do value about what I'm doing, is building those skills, because I'm doing the hard thing. So if you're going to be shit talking me, you go fucking do the hard thing.
For sure.
And I'm done pretending like I'm not, like, I'm done shit talking myself, essentially.
I love that.
Yeah, thanks.
You look very confident. Oh, you are? Nice.
Pretty scared.
I wouldn't want to fuck with you. I feel like if somebody like wrongs you, like, you could just like rip them.
I don't. That's the fun thing, is like, about me, especially like over my mental health healing journey over the last few years, is that like, I will take, like, I'll let something upset me. Yeah. I'll let something, and I'll ride the wave of that emotion, but I won't react.
I love that though.
Because it's like, that is the biggest thing. These people who they want a reaction.
You're so right.
And you're not going to get it from me.
Yeah.
And it's the right thing to do, because they have zero ammunition now, because you're not saying anything to them. So they're just stewing in their own misery. And you're like, that's hilarious. Because even the guy who shit on Banana Phone, I sent him one message, just laying it all out, just saying, and it's so fucked. And he also deleted my comment on something, because I was like, okay, so not only that, but you're a little pussy ass bitch who can't handle the truth.
Damn.
And so I sent him a heartfelt message. I was like, I've always fucked with you. This is crazy that you would even do this. And then he responded, and I didn't respond. I mean, I don't owe you anything for what you just did to me. So I'm not going to give you a response. Absolutely not. And also, I don't have the fucking time. The fact that you have time to type out a 40-page message.
That's crazy.
Like, go work on your comedy, loser.
Yeah.
And like, it's so funny. Like, and then, you know, I didn't do anything. And that's the thing, is the lack of reaction for me is like, it handled itself. And
that's
I truly believe that. Because there's like never anything you can do that like will change anyone else's mind, behavior, whatever. Just let them burn themselves out. As I always say, they're gonna burn themselves out. If they're a bad person, they're like envy, whatever the fuck, it's gonna eat. They're miserable people. And so you can't let it get to you. And it took me a long time to get to that place, because I am an emotional reactor.
Me too. Where I used to kind of have a temper when I was younger, and like my dad was dying, and there was this woman, I won't say her name, but she was really really bad. You know, the type of person you just don't want in the room, really. But I couldn't do anything about it, and I did take her aside and said, like, you know, hey, you're really upsetting me with the things that you're doing, and like, you know, he's dying, like let's give him a peaceful death. And she was so happy. I could see in her eyes that she was so happy that she got to me. And so I wasn't even exploding or anything, but I was just like, even just saying it made her happy. So I agree. Like, when people are fucked up, like, it's better kind of to just ignore them, or almost like kill them with kindness, maybe. Like, just the look in her eye, I was like, I can't do that again. Like, I don't want to ever give anybody that happiness.
They get so much, like, that's what they want.
Yeah. I gave her exactly what she wanted, and I was like, never again.
Exactly. And it is the kill them with kindness thing. Yeah. It's so funny the times that I've been, like, there's a few times that I've been wronged, and instead of like, you know, they're expecting me to be a bitch to them in the future, instead I'm like, so nice. I'm like, hey, how are you? Like, whatever. Yeah. Like, it's not good to, like, two negatives. Wait. They do make a positive. Okay, either way, two wrongs don't make a right.
For sure.
And so it's just that concept. It's like, why would I, you know what I mean? I got better shit to do.
Yeah, I agree. That's really good. So, one thing too I've noticed is, like, sometimes people will not like me, like, just out of the gate. And like,
it's because you're like an attractive woman, and you're already going to get hate and I hate people always say, oh, it's a man versus woman. Like, women are so like it's like, dude, straight up in this industry. Yeah. You, as a woman, you get zero respect. You have to earn the respect that you get. Whereas if a man walks in, it's instant.
That's true.
And it's happening a lot. So
yeah, it's one thing I've like noticed where I'm like, oh, like, cause I used to just be a teacher, and like, I worked mostly with like, it was mostly like females or whatever. But, one thing I've like noticed is just like, if a man's like mean to me, I'm like, oh, you know, whatever. I almost don't care what they think. But then if a female comic is mean to me, then I'm just like, oh no, did you spill it on you?
Just don't worry about it. Let's just keep
moving.
No,
I'm sorry. Do you want a towel?
No, I got a sweater for this.
Okay. The females make me more upset, I guess, but I still don't like let them know. It just it hurts my feelings more, because I'm like, there's not a ton of us in the industry, and like we don't need to like hate each other. We could all just like get along.
Exactly.
I don't know.
And that's the whole thing, is like, why the fuck, what you're doing is contributing to the other side. Yeah. It's high tides. Fuck. Raise all ships. Whatever the phrase is, you know what I mean? Like, it's true. Like, you know, instead of tearing, like, that's the thing, is it's a pervasive problem in comedy, and I'm sure in a lot of industries. Probably. And I've worked in all women like places before, businesses where it is like that, and it's like, bro, what are we doing? Like, you're literally giving in to the other side. And so every time you disrespect a woman, every time, like, a woman on woman disrespecting a woman, it is like not okay. It is one of those things I don't understand. And there is this level of like envy and all these things within that place. And it's like, what are you hating on another woman for? What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, if I see a girl that's better than me at comedy, whatever, I don't take it personally, or they're getting a lot of stuff I'm not getting. It's like, that's great. Because it's like, I'm going to try my best to be kind to everyone, be friends with people, and know that I want that person to feel just as happy for me when I get those things. Like, it's insane to me that it's like that. There's not limited space. Like, I don't know why people think there's limited space. When I was a new comic, this is something that sticks with me, is there was a female comic, and I was so new, like, what the fuck? Yeah. So she was doing like this going away party, LOL. I was saying goodbye. She gave me a hug and whispered to me that there's room for you now. What the fuck? There's always been room for me. One woman leaving doesn't, like, you know what I mean? Fill that space. Like, what the hell? It's like a man being like, oh no, there's too many men out here. What am I gonna do? It's like, it's so fucking stupid. And yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah, I don't like that. And the only time I don't like women, like, comics, is there's certain kinds that I'm like, I don't like you.
There are some.
You know what I mean? Like, there's some that I'm like, you're fake as fuck. You're climbing. You're not funny. You're not working. You want a shortcut. Like, that's not how it works. I worked my ass off. And you do, as a woman, you have to, unfortunately, work your ass off. You have to be twice as funny as every man. Like, that's just how it goes. And so, it's like, and it's annoying, because, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, especially as you get higher up, you realize it gets worse. It doesn't get better. It gets worse, where you still don't have respect. There's men comics like that, if I don't know them or whatever, they won't talk to me. They'll wait until I earn the respect of seeing me kill on a show, and then they'll say something. It's really fucked. Or I'll be in a green room, no men say hi to me, and I get it. Like, I'm not saying hi either, but I'm like socially awkward. But also,
me too.
Why not? Why do I have to be the one? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'll come in, nothing said to me. A man walks in that they don't know, and they're like, hey, what's up? I'm so and so. And it's like, what the actual shit? Yeah. And then I go kill, I come back, and now everyone's like, oh, you know, now I can talk to you. Like, fuck off.
That's crazy.
You don't have to prove yourself. Like, everyone is valuable. Everyone's at different places. Like, and even if I was unfunny, fuck it. There's so many unfunny men.
True.
And that's the other thing that really pisses me off, is people saying women aren't funny. That's not true. Women have the same percentage of unfunniness as men. There are just less.
That's true. That's a good point.
So,
yeah, that's actually a really good point. I think it's like maybe just an ego thing, where a lot of guys I've heard like, oh, I would never date a female comic, because I could never handle having somebody be funnier than me, or like,
that is a problem.
They think they need to be funny, and they think women need to be a certain way. And
yeah, I've had multiple experiences with it, which
really,
I'm finally like, Kandace, no more.
Yeah.
Because there is this level of resentment, or people, like, you know, I was with somebody who wanted to ride my coattails, and I'm like, I'm trying to climb the rungs. I can't carry two people.
Yeah.
And would get actually angry when I wouldn't help them get booked on something, whatever. Like, I'm putting my name on the line. Yeah. And you're also not doing well, so it's embarrassing. Yeah. And then, you know, I dated someone else who was an actual, like, covert narcissist, mental abuser, and they would even, like, sabotage me on days of, like, auditions or whatever, and, like, start fights. And it's insane to me that that's the mentality. Like, yeah, no, it's okay. I'm chill with
like,
it.
What a dick. Like, that is so crazy. But I mean, that is a narcissistic thing to do.
Oh yeah, no, like this is like a legit textbook covert narcissist, and it's like so funny because it's like everyone around them thinks, because they play this role of like nice guy really well. So it's like, you see the behind the scenes of like how terrifying they can be. And but then, you know, the breakup and everything, it was like, it made me work so hard, because I was like, dude, I just spent almost a year of my life being torn down by somebody. Like, you guys see me be confident and like cool and like whatever, but like for almost a year I was a shell of myself, where it was like I would just go to places and just be like, I didn't have like any light left in my eyes or like mind or anything. And so what's funny is, like, you know, I was at the top of my game when I met them, and I remember standing up for myself early on, and then slowly they'd chip away to where you feel like nothing, and that you're a bad person and you're horrible, and you believe those things. And then it's insane that I even because they're so good at gaslighting and shit that you're like, oh, okay, maybe I did do that. Maybe that is the problem. And it's just not true. And so that's taken me a year to kind of come back to recover from, because it's like legit abuse, and it's not cool.
And wrapped in a way where they're maybe acting like they care about you, but they're like, that happened to me pretty bad. Maybe not the same thing, but like I used to be with somebody where it was like they would constantly critique me and like tell me what I was doing wrong in social situations. And I think that a lot of my like not having confidence, I think, comes from being in that for so long,
right?
Where I'm still trying to like get more confident. What do you think you've done to like get your confidence back? Or like how are you? You are very confident. When I watch you perform, I'm like,
that is the most confident
cool.
anyone will ever see me. That is the most, like, almost the truest form of myself in a way. It's like the person I want to be all the time. And so like the confidence aspect came, like, me recovering for myself was a couple things. You know, I would say, like, at the time when all these things were going down and it was getting worse, and towards the end, I was very fortunate to already be in PTSD therapy.
Okay.
Like a PTSD program. It was a 13-week program. Took me 17 weeks. I am unwell. But it was cool because you have this person that, and you're working through your own stuff, because PTSD, any kind of trauma like that, will cause you to, constantly hate yourself. Like every day of your life, you wake up, you're terrified of the world, you're on edge, you tell yourself all the time, like, it repeats in your head, you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit, you're worthless. And like, called stuck points, by the way. But you work through those things, and I think that was really helpful. And then also we did like a follow-up appointment, and that was the time that I was like, you know, it was like the end of the session. I didn't even bring it up. It was in the session. I was like, oh yeah, one last thing. He just keeps showing up at places like he's technically allowed to be, but it, like, I feel like it, you know what I mean? It was scary, but the confidence building was refocusing on myself, like no longer doing, because when you do things in spite of other people, which I do work on spite, but that's more of a global thing versus specific. But it's like, if you focus that energy on doing things like in spite of other people or to prove a point or whatever, you're giving your power away.
That's true.
And so when my trauma therapist told me that, it was like, trauma psychiatrist, sorry. When he told me that, it was like kind of like a light bulb in my head, you know, and it takes time to heal from that. Like, there'll still be times where I'll see like a photo or something, like I just get physically ill. Like, I want to throw up. Like, it's just this weird thing, but I've kind of worked through that and like just said, like, that has nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with you. Like, you are safe. You are a good person. Like, it's just doing those steps on the day-to-day, building these things, building these, what's that called? Habits.
Yeah.
So right now, something that's really helped me, which is so simple, and I hate that it works, because it's so fucking lame, but I wake up every morning, and I go on a walk with my dog, come back, no phone, nothing. Not like, you don't start the day with your phone.
Yep.
And then get back and I journal. And so the journaling is just getting shit out of your head, like you know, and then right after that, I'll put what I'm worried about and then what I'm grateful for. And so over time, like, listing out your worries, and even if it's like interpersonal, whatever, it puts it on your, it gets you out of you. And then following with gratitude is great. And something that I realized through journaling is there are days where I get to my worried list and I'm like, I'm not worried about anything.
Ooh,
so
like
it's like, it's just that self-focus, like just doing things for yourself and not for other people. And in a way, being a little bit selfish, to really get there, and to be proud of your work and do the things that you can and be kind to yourself, which is the hardest thing.
Yeah.
To be kind to yourself is the hardest thing. And
definitely,
I have to work on that all the time, of like, you're not a piece of shit because you didn't get all these things done. Yeah. You're overloaded and you got things done, but you know what I mean? Like, just being nice to yourself. Like, you're like, instead of saying, oh, you're so fucking stupid, or, oh, you're bad at this, like time management, it's like, well, you're struggling. You can do better in the future, but this is the situation right now. And just like literally just giving yourself grace. Like, you know, even when I went through that little bit of a relapse, I didn't beat myself up about it, because I was like, I was going through something. It's like checking the facts. That's something that's also helpful in trauma therapy is you check the facts. Like, what is the reality of it? The reality of it is I was going through something. I was terrified. I was on edge, and it was the only way to like make me feel not on edge.
Yeah.
And then coming out of it, instead of being, I'm so pissed off with myself, I was like, I'm so grateful for that experience, because now I know for sure I can't fucking drink. Like I for sure can't do that, because it's going to become a snowball effect, and I don't feel great. None of these things are good. And so I saw that in myself, didn't like it, bounced back, and was like grateful instead of turning it into a negative. Is spinning it into a positive.
That's so
helpful.
Smart. I love that.
It's not smart. It's just years of an outpatient and 17-week trauma therapy.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good way to like think of it though, because like I do think you can learn from everything pretty much. Like all of your experiences, and to be like have kindness for yourself is important.
Are you medicated?
Yeah.
What are you on? What's your cocktail?
I have ADHD. I got diagnosed like a year ago.
Isn't it suck to get diagnosed late in life?
Yeah, because I had no idea.
You call yourself a piece of shit all the time because you can't get things done. And then you get medicated and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and then I was like, wait, I'm normal kind of?
Yeah.
And I guess I'm not fully, but like, it makes me
Nobody's
feel...
normal, and that's normal.
Yeah. Well, I heard that neurotypical people don't have inner dialogue.
I know!
And that made me so happy I wasn't neurotypical.
Yeah, it's super. Imagine your world as a neurotypical. I can't. It sucks. You don't have creativity. It's impossible to have creativity as a neurotypical, at least in my opinion. You got to be a little bit fucked up, and because you see the world different, you know what I mean? And so it's like, it's using those things as a superpower versus like the beating yourself up aspect, because life is more difficult when you're having like not just an inner, because people do have inner monologues that, you know, they may not be neurodivergent necessarily, but that level of like self-reflection and like creativity and all these things. I forgot what I was saying, but
they probably can't, like, if you're completely neurotypical, then how could you be creative?
Right.
Like,
right.
Because you're not even thinking
You're not
about
perceiving
anything.
the world in a different way.
Yeah.
You're perceiving it just like everyone else. So your output is going to be the same as everyone else. But people without inner monologues, we need those drones. Those are the people in the office. Those are the people that are engineers. Those are people very analytical and just versus, you know, but they don't have, and they're just sheep. They follow whatever. Like, oh, I love my 9 to 5. I can't wait to play pickleball this weekend. Like, I don't live for those things. Like, I live in a passionate way.
Me too.
And it's like I'm driven by passion. Like even if it's a detrimental, like in college, like I had a useless major that I switched to from an actual good major that could have benefited me because I was so interested in this other topic.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fuck it. I want to learn about that.
Yeah.
You know,
that's how I am too. I can't, if I'm not interested in something, I just like, I have a mental block and I'm like, I don't want to do it. It's a waste of time. And I just want to do the things I love.
Yeah. And that's the way we should live as humans. We should not be doing this dumb shit. We are meant to be creative beings, like outside of just living for survival in consumerism.
I agree.
And so I love that for you.
Thanks. Yeah, it made a lot of sense because my friend got diagnosed with it first, and she was like one of the people growing up. I was like, we're on the same level, like we're on the same page.
When you find your little freaks,
get each other.
Yeah, I love that.
And then she got diagnosed, and I was like, wow, I must have it too, because like she was better functioning than me with like, you know, being clean and like having things organized and stuff. And I was like, you don't have ADHD. It was like, you're way better than me at all this other shit. And then I was like, oh wait, maybe I just have it worse than she does. So then I like saw a psychiatrist and they diagnosed me like pretty fast. But yeah, it like made a lot of stuff in my life make sense.
Well, and like being medicated, like my brain is quieter. Like we don't have executive function, so we get overwhelmed and then don't even know where to start because we can't understand a priority list. And then we just do stupid shit like all the time. Like I just sidetrack myself. But it's so important to, I'm a huge advocate for medication and medication management and mental health programs and things like this because it has changed my life and it has benefited me. And you said like you met a friend and you had a friend who were like, oh, we're on the same level, like whatever. And what's funny is my best friend is also like ADHD and like on the spectrum and like everything. And so we're very similar people. And I went through all this mental health shit. Like I had to get on new medication with the new diagnosis and ratchet that up, get off my other medication, get back on that one to create that cocktail. And so my psychiatrist was like, finally, I was in my outpatient at the time, and I had mentioned during the outpatient that I had taken Adderall, but I got a lot done, and I was like, my anxiety is a lot better. And she goes, well, you might have ADHD. And I go, oh, okay. And so I told my psychiatrist about that, and she's like, okay, we'll focus on this other stuff, and then we'll see. So finally we got to the point where medication, all the other shit was good. So she tested me for ADHD. And what's funny about it is the test I took, I just started it without reading the instructions. And at one point I go, hey, what do you mean by this? And she goes, you're supposed to answer it like from your childhood experiences. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna need another test. I completely fucked it up. And so like, if that's not a sign, you know what I mean? And so then I get diagnosed, and I tell my best friend, she's like, yeah, of course you have ADHD. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you never like even mention that to me? Crazy. And even my dermatologist was like, you might have ADHD. And I was like, whoa, bro, what the fuck? Like, you're just give me the cream. Like, I don't want to.
Whoa. How does that go together?
I don't know. I've had random people tell me, like, I'm like, that's not even your realm.
Whoa.
You know
oh,
what I mean?
Okay. I thought you meant like you had a skin condition related to.
Oh, no. I was actually there. It wasn't a cream. It was, I was there for hair loss. I have female pattern baldness, but you can't tell anymore because I've been on medication for a while. But anywho, it's just funny that all these people are just like, yeah, of course. Like, and my best friend's also, when I became a comic, she's like, you've always talked about being a comic. And I was like, what?
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I love that. Yeah, I noticed a lot of comics have ADHD. Do you notice that? Or maybe
I believe it.
I feel like a lot of people I've talked to, like just on my couch, it comes up often where they're like, yeah, I was diagnosed. Some people were like on medication as a kid. Some people like
I don't believe
found
in that.
out later.
I feel so bad for kids that are medicated for ADHD, with brain chemistry, stuff like that. Like, it's just not okay. And I believe in like tailoring education stuff for kids that are like that, because they're just learning different. And I'm very passionate about education. I think it's life-changing. Access to education is so important. And so for me, not focusing on children who struggle pisses me off. It pisses me off when people go, this kid's fucked up, versus what is their home life like, what kind of like what is going on in their brain. And so I think I feel so bad for people who got medicated early. I'm kind of blessed. I'm kind of lucky and grateful that I was diagnosed later in life.
Me too.
Because who knows, but at the same time, when I did get diagnosed and they prescribed me, I started crying, and I was like, if this works, I will have wasted so much of my life.
Yeah.
I could have thought of myself not as a piece of shit. I could have accomplished more, but instead I whatever, what are you going to do?
I know, it's like, it's good to get the diagnosis, but then it is kind of like, I felt the same way, where I was like, wait, this is what I could have been doing for that long. But I'm also glad I didn't get diagnosed as a kid. And I think like also just like the educational system is kind of fucked up in some ways, because they expect kids to like sit for so long.
That's what I'm saying.
And punish and reward. Like I have a hard time with authority, and like that's a normal ADHD thing, I guess. But I think just like going to a public school like kind of fucked me up. And when I was a teacher, I taught like Montessori, which was like fancy alternative bitch. Yeah, it was
charter schools.
Yeah, it was like created in Italy for poor people, but then now it's kind of like, it's seen as, I think mostly all the kids and the people that went to the school, most of them are rich, like, because it's private or whatever. But but it is it's good for, I would say it's probably good for kids who have ADHD, because they get to decide, they have more say of what they learn, and there's like physical like things to learn, math and things like that.
Leave it to America to monetize, privatize something instead of providing a service to all children.
It's
I'm
shitty.
so passionate about this. It's like I think it's because of my childhood. It's like I don't believe in children going through those experiences, and I think we need to focus more on that versus limiting and fucking up education. And it's just really frustrating with a lot of like bills and stuff that have been passed, especially the Texas session. I was very upset. There's this bill, like SB, I forgot the number on it. By the time I was like very pissed off, because basically the bill says that they can go after anyone who shows a child like inappropriate material, and that could be, you know, a book that is educational with just a small amount of like something, whatever. It's like, it's almost like you would have to ban, which they have, like, you know, Diary of Anne Frank, To Kill a Mockingbird, changing textbooks to not have like images of like slaves that have been beaten. Like, it's so important to learn these things and to be a better society and be educated. And the main thing I'm upset about is it's not only can they go after teachers, the law now opens it to doctors, librarians, literally anyone. And so I know that my brain goes to the extreme of that, which is as a parent, and parents. Yeah. So it goes to the extreme of like the government has so much like power over any of those things. That's what the law allows. And I don't think people look forward ahead like to the dystopia that could potentially be detrimental in like the critical thinking, the you know, things that we need to learn as children. And yeah, to your point, it's just broken. I get really upset.
It's so scary. Yeah, upset. No, it's really sad, and it's because you have a good heart and you care. And I don't know, I think Socrates said like that a society's like, or democracy's only as good as like its educational systems. Right. Well, and so ours, you know,
yeah, we do that for a reason. Keeping people stupid is the right way to do, like, because you limit the ability to critically think. If you keep people dumb, they will, and keep people poor, those are two things that will contribute to a level of like racism and a level of blaming other people for the government's problems. So now we're blaming immigrants. Now we're blaming, you know, people of color for things that we put those people in these situations. And people who are uneducated can just go, yeah, fuck yeah, we did. Yeah, they did all that shit. Where it's like, no, dude, like you're also being punished by the system. And if you were just any kind of critical thinker, researcher, or like getting educated, like you would know that that's not true. And also, it's like the fact that things aren't taught, like aren't required for everyone, like in college and stuff, like sociology, like that was the course that changed my life. Like, really? And then what I'm saying is education saved my life. I was so grateful for the opportunities afforded to me through education, and like in college and being to learn sociology and understanding socioeconomics and everything like that was just helpful, because now I see people in a different way. Yeah. You know, because I was raised by conservative Republicans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're from Texas? Mm-hmm. Where are you from?
I'm from Galveston, Texas.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, my family's a piece of shit, and what are you gonna do? They like, it's true, like, and I say that now, I cut them off like the week after my graduation from college, because a huge bomb dropped that I was really just like, you guys are fucking horrible people. Wow. And they're racist, they're like all sorts of stuff, and you grow up kind of like, not like necessarily I was never racist or anything like that. It's but there's this level of like I don't know, like I was just a Republican for no fucking reason, like other than my family was. And you know, they were my grandma was comfortable saying the N-word, like literally it wouldn't even be a black person, it's just someone cutting her off in traffic and she'd be like, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, say the N-word. And I was just like, they're very horrible people. And so because I was able to have access to, when I went to college and, you know, taking these courses that help you understand society better, like that's not like, you know, it's not the issue. Like, and the fact that we have not set people up for success, you know, we keep people down. It's for a reason. They keep you stupid. They keep you poor. They do these things for a reason. And yeah, democracy can exist. We don't live in a democracy. Sorry, guys. Yeah. It's an illusion of choice. Yeah, I agree. And I get so worked up. I'm not even being funny. I'm not having fun right now. I am having fun. I'm not being funny, and I'm so sorry about that.
You're interesting though, and I think, you know, I think that's like important to like say, like, I think you're super interesting. I want to know your background because I think it's because you're unique. Like you're not like everyone else. And I know, but like in the comedy world too, I don't know. I just, I like your style. So you don't talk to your family. When you were talking about your dad, is that somebody else like that you just consider your dad?
No, it's my dad. Okay. So basically, my family unit is now just my dad, my stepmom, my mom, and my brother and his wife and my nieces and nephew. Okay. And, you know, like I was prevented from truly experiencing my dad And as a kid, I mean, all the way through until I was like 20 something.
Wow.
Because I was told he was a piece of shit and didn't want me and all these things. And turns out like that wasn't true. And so it's preventing a relationship with somebody who does care about you is really fucked. But yeah, so my dad, that's my family unit. This is my chosen people.
Okay.
And I found solace in choosing my friends and surrounding myself around good people who are my family. Like I remember my best friend's parents like accepting me as their adopted kid when we met each other as freshmen in college, and seeing what a family looks like with this level of like unconditional love in a way, and understanding, and not, I just grew up in a very abusive childhood. Like,
okay.
So, that's kind of its own thing. It's whatever.
Yeah, but it's good that like you kind of see it for what it was, and you go to therapy. Sounds like
I'm gonna go to therapy.
Or wait, what did you say you were doing then?
So once I got I have borderline personality disorder. I've got general anxiety disorder. I've got depression. I've got ADHD, and I got PTSD. And so once I got diagnosed with that, the recommended programs were like medication management, but also I did an outpatient program that focused on, it's because borderline personality disorder is the most treatable personality disorder.
Okay.
And so it's going through this program. And so that was a thing that I had to do. And then after that, going to this PTSD trauma therapy. And that was like very focused and regimented to like break the thoughts in your head. So I don't actively go to therapy. I think I have enough tools right now.
Okay.
And I don't have the money to go. I don't give a fuck. And the therapists I've had in the past were like sliding scale, and I've been ghosted by a few of them, and just unhinged people. And I don't believe in talk therapy as a tool in and of itself, because you're just talking. There's no tools.
That's a good point, actually. I
had my therapist. She zoned out. I could hear it.
No way.
I could hear it in a call. We were on the phone. She was like, uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is wild.
But what were you saying? Sorry.
I've tried therapy like for a little bit, but it was Jungian therapy. So it's a little different because it's not looking at like, it's actually looking for like a solution. Workers' rights. I don't know.
Union therapy.
Oh no. Yeah, that's funny. I was like, wait, what?
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
He's zoned out. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. But
are you having a bad time? Is this boring to you? No. Do you want us to restart the pod and I'll be all funny and stuff? Is that what you fucking want? Is that what you guys fucking want?
No, I've had a really good time with you. But basically, she told me I went because I was like, a lot of people thought I was like narcissistic, and because I wanted to do comedy. And
there is a level of narcissism.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get that. But like, I had wanted to forever. And the only person I ever told was my dad. And then he died. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just go to therapy.
When did your dad die?
He died in 2022.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks. Yeah. It was shitty. But it was also kind of like special in a way. Cause like, I was just happy he died before me, because I was always afraid I was going to die before him, because I was like I used to do stupid stuff, and he was my best friend. And
yeah, my dad's my best friend too.
Yeah, he was just great, and so I could protect him too. I was happy I was there to like be with him, like make sure he's getting taken care of well and everything. But so yeah, he knew, and he was like supportive of it, but he was like the only person that really knew. And then when I told people in my family, they were like, oh no, like don't do that, and if you want to do that, you're like a narcissist. So I tried therapy, and then she was like, no, I don't think you're a narcissist, like after a while. And she's like, I think you should try comedy and go to this mic at Creek in the Cave.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Like how I did it. But fuck, I forgot what I was saying. But I liked it. It was like kind of like shadow work type shit, like dreams and
like yeah, okay.
Doing like, but I didn't do it very long. And after I started comedy, she said I didn't need it anymore. So I was like, she's like, you're fine. But I don't know.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. These like therapists that aren't like based in science backed tool, like whatever treatments are unhinged.
Well, I was going to ask you for borderline personality, like how did you get diagnosed with it? And like because I feel like I get things on my TikTok about it, and I'm like, I wonder if I have it, because it pops up on my feed.
So like also just so you know, a narcissist wouldn't question if they're a narcissist, just so you know.
Okay.
So that's square one.
Yep.
Because it's like they think nothing's wrong with them. They
Yeah.
think everything's wrong with everyone else.
Okay.
And that's just facts. But what was I going to say? Borderline personality disorder. So I went to which I recommend this to everyone. It's called Integral Care here in Austin. And it's income-based service for mental health. And the cool thing about them is, like, even on my intake, she was like, I'll just put this number in if this is what you have. So they're trying to help you, trying to get the lowest cost you can get.
Damn.
And so I did the intake. I went to that psychiatrist. She was actually pretty cool. And she, by the end of the first session, she's like, I think you have borderline personality disorder. And I was like, it like kind of broke me a little bit, because it's just like a lot of negative connotation around it.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the things that borderline center around are inability to control emotions, fear of abandonment. So you'll do anything to not be abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember the rest of it, but the abandonment, I didn't think I have a problem with, but I definitely did.
Okay.
That's why I stayed in this fucking abusive relationship so long. And it's this level of like inability to control your emotions. So and it's like constant shifting of your own self-belief of who you are. And so the only way I can describe it is, before I was medicated and went all through this stuff, it's some days I felt like a god. And then other days I felt like a piece of shit. And so it could shift between hours, days, whatever. Like you just never know. And then fear of abandonment, I already tried that. And the controlling of emotions. So I would explode.
Okay.
Like you would just have these boom. Like, and the thing about the explosion is this inability to deal with the emotions you're feeling. And so in my outpatient, this is fucking psycho. Mm-hmm. In my outpatient, we were going over, like, we had a section that we had to go over every emotion. So I'm talking sadness, envy, jealousy, anger, happiness, all of these like actual emotions. And the funny part is, like, one, I learned that I process every emotion the same. And so that's a big part of, I feel, my explosive anger. It wasn't all the time. I'm not an angry person. Yeah. It would just come out sometimes. And it was like, because you're so controlled by these emotions. Like, even as a kid, I would just cry, like, because I'm so mad, like, and it's just something that you couldn't control. And so what's funny is I process all the emotions the same, which is fucking crazy. And you have to learn what it feels like when you're ramping up, like what it feels like in your body. My heart's racing, I'm sweating, I'm whatever it's happening. And so you can be like, oh, I'm angry right now. Oh, I'm envious right now. But we get to the section on happiness, and you're learning like how it feels in the body, but then you also talk about the after effects of each emotion. Okay. And so I'm talking in group, and I'm saying the therapist leading it was like, what is an after effect of happiness? And I go, guilt. And everyone looked at me like, what the fuck? Oh, wow. And it was so funny, but it's true. It's like, it's really hard for me. I'm getting better at it, experiencing joy and feeling like I'm deserving of those things. So, but it's a spectrum, and it's overdiagnosed in women. Not really? Overdiagnosed, but it's diagnosed mostly in women. Men, it's a bias in psychiatry where men are, because it's so similar to bipolar. So I'm actually medicated like a bipolar. Okay. But men get diagnosed bipolar when they actually have borderline. Wow. And so that's a whole thing too. But yeah, it's been a journey, and it's a spectrum. So I've met people who are borderline that I'm like, that is next level. Wow. Like, that is not who I am. Like, I'm not that. Like, this is like, they didn't learn anything from their outpatients. They still think everything else the problem. They still, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I still struggle with anger and interpersonal relationships. You have quick shifting interpersonal relationships. Okay. And I would change jobs a lot, stuff like that. And, go through these periods of like a little bit of mania feeling, mania adjacent stuff. And, yeah, man, it would just be bad interpersonal things, because you would get angry and then, you know what I mean, not be able to process an emotion, blow up on a friend, or, you know, just decide that, like, black and white thinking is a big part of it too. So either there's no gray. It's either good, bad. Okay. And so you have these interactions and you'd be like, that's bad. This is a bad person. Okay. Versus, okay, check the facts. This person is X, Y, and Z. Like, this is the actual reality of the situation. And so, and you also learn how to it learned a lot of interpersonal stuff, like how to talk for people, how to ask for what you need. It's called, one of them is called Dear Man, where you go, you set a demand, you use empathy, like, you know, to get there, and then something about an A, or maybe that's, I think it might be, I don't remember, the R, restate, I think it is. You say it at the end. So if you're asking someone for something, as you write it out, it's all of those things.
Nice.
And then the man part is when those things don't work, and so you have the MAN, which I don't remember what they are. What is it?
So you had describe and express, right? I'm not putting it on the screen. I'm just
describe, express. Okay.
Assert.
Okay.
Assert your needs or wants.
There we go. So I did it wrong, but keep going.
R is reinforce. Reinforce the benefits of getting what you want.
Nailed it.
M, mindful. Stay mindful of the situation and your goals. A, appear confident. Maintain a confident demeanor. And N, negotiate. Be willing to negotiate and find a compromise.
Nice.
Yeah. So I kind of learned those things. I learned 4 out of 7.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. And so it's just, it's like all these interpersonal building skills, emotional regulation, control skills.
Yeah.
When I am overwhelmed or dissociating, you have skills that will help bring you back to your body. And I think like, it's funny because this is something so interesting, and I want to work on a joke about it, but nobody finds it interesting. And it's the fact that in my outpatient, like, you know, you build tools to like get over these things, or, you know, when you're overwhelmed and about to fucking explode. And the therapist running it was like, you can hold ice. You need to keep ice on you at all times. And I was like, that is the most ephemeral, like, state of water that you're asking. What the fuck are you talking about? And so nothing brings me back. The only things that will bring me back, which I've learned for myself, is I have to dunk my entire face in ice water.
Interesting.
Like, and that's the only way, going for a run, or that is, just getting movement in is good for me. Okay. And what else?
Did she even have a suggestion on how to keep
I know,
ice?
she didn't say, hey, get a Yeti. Like, she just said, you need to have it on you. And not only that, but the ice they provided were like these little reusable frozen things. I was like, these aren't fucking working, lady. I would get so angry. And I didn't graduate the program. I missed too many days, but in my defense, my instructor was the instructor for a long time, because the other therapist was sick or some shit. Okay. And so she would come some days for the outpatient, and she sucked at her fucking job. She sucked so fucking bad at it. And I was like, if she's doing those days, I'm not going, because she sucks. And it was unhelpful. Like, one time I was talking about how overwhelmed I am, how she's trying to say something, and I was like, that's so unhelpful. Like, I literally was like, this sucks. And so my therapist, the one I liked, pulled me aside. She's like, I don't know if it's some kind of transference, like, as in transfer, like me having feelings for her, like, or like, you know, finding her to be like emotional connection, and like feeling like she's a friend or something like that. But no, I don't have transference. You are a better instructor objectively. And so she said, you missed too many days. I would fight for you to stay in the program, but you are good enough to like get out of here.
You took what you needed.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's because I am very introspective and I'm very self-aware. And so that's the other thing, is when I did that low income integral care, don't forget, when I did that, the psychiatrist, I hadn't seen her since the first appointment. I came back and she's like, man, I've been thinking about you. You're a very self-aware and dynamic person. And I was like, cool.
You are.
Thanks.
I love that. That's really cool. So when you take your medication, like, do you feel like a big difference, or I
can give you an example. So I've been going on the road a bit more as a future for somebody, and something that happens to me, because when I get out of a routine or something, like, the world falls apart because I can't handle it. And so like twice I've gone on the road, and like one time I just fell out of the habit of taking my medication. And then recently, this last trip, I didn't have my ADHD meds. And so I just forgot to take everything. And so I could feel the difference. Like, to where, one, you start getting like what's called the zaps, which is like, you know, feels like electricity through your body, but also I wasn't able to do anything. Like my mood was fucked. Like I was useless, and I'm back on everything. I feel a lot better. So absolutely, like the mood stabilizer, they took me off my Lexapro when I first got diagnosed and had to I went to a better psychiatrist after that. After the cheap one, went to the better one because I was like, this shit sucks. So I went to her, and we had to take me off all my Lexapro, which I have such bad anxiety that it was really detrimental. But the mood stabilizer I could feel was working. I wasn't shifting as much. But then once we combined my Lexapro back, which if you're taking a mood stabilizer, it takes, and here's the thing, people give up on mental health intervention because they're like, it's not working. You got to give fucking time, man. It is tough. Everyone's brain chemistry is different. You're going to have to commit to it, just whatever, and just work with your psychiatrist. This doesn't work for me. This does work for me, whatever the fuck. And so I had to deal with that. I had to deal with the uncomfortability and getting through it, because with mood stabilizer, you have to ratchet up over the course of like weeks and weeks. So it took so much time, and then got back on my Lexapro, stabilized everything. So that helps with the anxiety, and then the stabilizer helps me not swing.
Oh, cool.
And so, yeah, it's good. Combined with the ADHD meds, I'm fucking unstoppable.
I love it. Okay. So that's like it's been like a journey, I guess, of you like figuring out what works for you and being committed to it. Yeah. And that does sound like it does take effort to like make sure you're like doing it all. You know, it's hard when you have ADHD probably just to even remember to take stuff. Like sometimes I forget, and then I'm like, did I take it?
There's so many systems you have to set up for yourself with ADHD. And that's the other thing is like, you have to. So if I'm not on my meds, I didn't organize my pills, I am less likely to take them or remember if I took them or not. And so setting up those habits is so important. Or like for me, I've got like 3 whiteboards plus like notepads, and it's lists within lists. My life is just lists, and it sucks, but it's what I need. Like I have to write, like even when I'm cooking or whatever, like, well, prep list is already important, but it's like, I have to like clear my brain of like this. I have a whiteboard where it has everything on it, like everything my brain dumped on to do. So I have priorities. I've got something in the middle, just says somewhere. And then the last one is long term. So these are less priority at the bottom. I just need to get those over time. These are my priorities. These have to get done as soon as I can knock them out. And the middles are just whatever.
Wow.
And so I've got that. I've got a whiteboard for smaller lists, and I've got a whiteboard for longer sets. So I'll section it out, and
that's pretty cool.
Do that.
When you write, like,
I don't write.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you just get ideas and you just like you remember them?
Yeah.
Or, like,
so
you don't sit down to write.
Okay, I love this pod, and I know we're hitting at an hour, and I'm so sorry I can talk forever, but I have to pee. Can I do that?
Yes. Yeah. It's just
we're back. I didn't take a dump. I didn't take a dump. I just had a really long pee.
No, you're good. I don't mind. Yeah, you can always dump at my house.
Dude, that's so sweet. Thank you so much for making me feel comfortable. I have a bidet too. I saw that. I am bidet life. Our house just came with bidets, and I was like, cool. I will never go back.
Yeah.
It's also great for a whore's bath when you're depressed.
Yeah, I agree.
What was I gonna say? I was thinking about it just now. I just want to give you a compliment.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying my time with you, and it's always great to talk with you, and you're a really cool person.
Thank you, Kandace.
And I hope you know that, and I hope you work on your confidence, and that's not a negative thing. It's just that I think you deserve that.
Thank you.
You deserve good things.
I love that. Yeah, I definitely want to work on my confidence.
We'll work on it.
Yeah. I probably need a couple more medications, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that. I didn't want to say it, but I was like, potentially an anti-anxiety.
I have anxiety bad, so.
Yeah, I think you need to be on. But I'm just an advocate. People are so anti-medication, and I'm like, why would you limit yourself when you could feel better? It's like taking medicine. It's like, I don't feel good. I'm going to take Pepto so I don't shit at your house.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think I should try.
I'm gonna say something too. I just briefly, I like this podcast, and we're gonna keep talking.
Yeah.
Is that okay, Phil?
Yeah.
I can do whatever the fuck I want, and I love.
Yeah.
I just love chatting.
Me too.
I know it's not funny because I'm being so sincere, but.
Well, you're teaching me stuff.
I'm teaching everyone.
Yeah.
Some people. I feel like I'm getting very wise, which is crazy.
You are wise.
So what was I gonna say? Something else I mentioned earlier is like, so I do struggle with like dissociating a lot.
Okay.
Not as much anymore actually, but something that's why I like skateboarding so much is that it forces me to get back in my body.
Yeah.
So when days I have like, even when I have like, there's a big show or a big audition, I'll go skate because I have to be, there's no other option than to be in your body.
That's cool.
And physical activity is great. And it's a confident booster because when you land your like goals for the day, it's really important. And it's great for fundamentals, which I love fundamentals. A little something about me. Love fundamentals.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that you skateboard because I like your carousels you post.
Oh,
and they're really cool. They're unique because it's almost like scrapbook kind of
Yeah.
style, and it's really cool. And I saw you were skateboarding. I didn't know you were a skateboarder.
Yeah, I'm not I'm a novice, but I am getting like like every time I skate, it's getting better and better. Like I'm just so surprised, honestly, because I was like, man, because it's like one of those things where I'm like, is this an ADHD hobby or like hyper focus, or is this like legit? And I think having my roommate and having the slab right outside our neighborhood has been like, there's no excuse not to go.
Yeah.
And no, it's the one time I don't have it in my car. The one fucking time. I always keep my skate shoes and my board in my car and a helmet, which I never wear. Because it's like, I don't like the way it feels, and I don't like how it feel like it limits my visibility. And I just look way cooler without it. And I'm going to be way cooler with the fucking concussion. So it's over for you hoes. But no, it's like, it's just so fun. Like I love, like okay, give you an example. This happened twice. For one time, so I used to skate in this airport. Oh wait, I don't want to talk about where my secret spot is. But I used to work at this business, and I'll just say it, they have an airport hangar as like a parking lot.
Wow.
And so I just decided to go skate there because I went to for some reason over there, and then I was like, dude, I'm gonna go skate there. And it was like early on in my skating, and I had developed bad habits because I wasn't skating with my roommate. I was skating by myself. And so there was one day where we decided to break it back down because first off, I wasn't skating straight, but then I found out it was actually my board and it wasn't me, but it did cause me to have to refocus on basics. And I started getting upset because I couldn't do it. And I was like, man, this is the worst skate day I've ever had. And then I just started crying and feeling so overwhelmed. But then I kept working at it and I got it, like those things I was trying to work on. And it was just this level of euphoria of like, I can't believe I did that. Like, wow, that's so cool. And then the next time I was at a busy skate park, and this was like not even that long ago. And I was at a busy skate park, and I don't have anxiety necessarily about people seeing me suck. It's more so I just learned this about myself. I have this thing called trachophobia, which is a fear of things moving really fast around me or in small spaces, and the inability to move out of the way fast or feeling like I'm in the way. So the skate park was so fucking busy, and the anxiety was so high, and I just couldn't do it. And there's people moving everywhere. I felt like so like just like I'm in the way and like everything. So I felt like even getting there, I felt like I was going to throw up. I felt like I was going to cry. And so I stepped away and I just broke down, had a cry, came back, and then just skated and just said and figured out. It was like, one, really proud of myself for that. And so it's like another boost, but also the fact that I'm not embarrassed, and I'm also understanding the flow of the skate park. So people can skate around me and I can see what they're doing. So I know where they're going to be. And so I can stay in my little spot. Nice. But that's another thing it's just helpful for. And so I'm really grateful for those experiences. And it's just really good. Like, it's such good workout, like insane. But anyways, we were talking about,
what were we talking about?
We were talking about writing. How do I write? Yeah. Okay. So this is this is my new notebook. Okay. But, so basically none of my jokes are written out, like zero. And it's actually a bad thing because I look back, I'm finally going through old tape and I'm like, I forgot about that joke completely. So I watched my first headlining set and I was like, I don't even do those jokes anymore. So it's like, I have hours of material that I just don't revisit. This is not the recommended way to write. Okay. Yeah. So what I do is, one, never listen to my sets. I have them all recorded. Okay. But that is also a bad habit. Because I had a really big audition, and I finally started listening to my sets, and I was like, okay. And then you can, like, you're writing basically. You're like, okay, that would be funnier here. That's a funny line. And even right before the audition, I went on a run to get like everything out, and then also dunked my face in water after. But during the run, I was listening to set, and then I just had all these other ideas.
Oh wow.
And I'm a risky comic. I will do whatever the fuck I want to do. Even one time I was doing an audition, I said, I think I'm gonna do this other joke that, and this person literally goes, why do you always do that? Just do what you know works. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna do it. Even like callbacks at the mothership, always on the last one.
Yeah.
Because I want to show the catalog of what I can do as a comic. So I'll always do the jokes I want to do, and in the last callback, fucking bomb every fucking time. And so my friend literally said, "Don't do that." Like this other friend for the callback at Mothership, they go, "You should do this joke," and I was like, "Nah, I think I'm gonna do this other joke. I'm gonna do what I want to do," and I did, and I bombed. But it's like that's the level of risk I like. So even in that audition, I just sailed it. Like, you know what I mean? And it was just awesome to be like, I'm going to just punch this up. Even, I don't know if it's going to work. Like these little because I always write in a structure, like a scaffold, basically. And all my jokes are like interchangeable. I consider them Legos. And so I make the scaffold, and then it's just like, just embellishing and seeing where things can get better, transitions, everything.
Nice.
And so I had thought of these funny things before going, and it worked, and it was pretty sick. But that's, big risk, big reward. But also, I didn't get it. But
I have a quick question for you. When you get a callback at the mothership, how long is the set?
5 minutes.
It's 5 minutes?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so that's the other thing is I've done risk multiple times. I've just... Even when I'm not feeling like, I remember one time I got a call back and I was like not well. I forgot if I was sick or something. And what happened was I was thrown off because usually in the past when I done callbacks, they put you like towards the crew, and so they dropped the lights.
Okay.
And they didn't, and that one detail just threw me off. And it was also newer jokes, and I was so discombobulated. It was the most chaotic set of all time. But it's fine. It's just I like that kind of thing. And even right now, I'm working on another audition, and it's this level of like, which joke am I gonna choose? What am I gonna do? And I have these two main options that are in my head right now. And could not be more different. And I talked to my manager, and it was like, I was like, what do you suggest? And she was like, I like both of those jokes because one is silly, which is a small amount of darkness, still my style, but so fucking silly. Nice. And it is a joke that people who know my comedy, like they have mentioned, I love that joke.
Oh, cool.
Because it's so stupid. And then, most of my shit is so real,
Yeah.
And then the other one is this more relevant, I feel, but it's riskier. It's dark, and I am struggling right now with those things. So that's, anywho, my writing.
That's pretty cool.
So I have my phone, and it's filled with notes. And I don't go through those. I used to be really good when I first started, where I'd go through them and then see which ones were viable, like the ideas, and then
leave it no more.
Now I don't. I just keep them. The notes are help me. The notes are so disordered. It'll be like a grocery list, and then at the bottom it'll be jokes, like just a whole bunch of ideas, and they're all fucking everywhere. But so that's an option. Or if I don't have my notebook or I don't have time, I'll just write out, and then I'll put like a dash, and then be like add to this joke, and then but this. Again, I need to do a joke catalog. But okay, so it looks like a serial killer's or like when you do an investigation and there's all the like strings. It's kind of like that. So I'll write down like one word.
Sorry.
And which is fine. I'll write down one word, usually, or maybe a line, and so you'll see like all these arrows.
Okay.
They don't make it's like. Write down something crazy, and then I write a new set list pretty much for every set.
Nice.
And then I'll put the new options, like the new stuff, and then put arrows or like, hey, switch this here. So it doesn't make any sense, and sometimes I can't read my writing, and so it's I don't recommend this way of doing things at all. It just works for me.
Yeah.
And it could be working better if I did the right things, like listening to my sets. But I recommend that part because it does help. I find that helpful. But I've only done it twice. And
oh wow.
I've got hundreds of recordings and nothing. I've never listened to any of them. But yeah, so basically I'll work stuff out on stage. And then my brain just comes up with, I'll just randomly pop in my head, oh, that's a funny line to put there, or this would work better if you flip this, or you know what I mean? Like, and so it's not like an active writing, but my brain kind of, I guess that's part of the ADHD, is it kind of just does its own thing.
Yeah, things come to you kind of afterwards.
What do you do? How do you write?
I watch my sets, but it is hard.
It's so cringy.
Yeah, it makes my sick. Confidence go.
Yeah, but it's important. Because that's one thing I did do when I was newer is not all the time, but like I would see a tape, and it helped me break a lot of bad habits.
Okay.
So that's the one thing. It's just like finding those little things that can make things better. Like I would do this like laugh thing or whatever, and I would do things with my hand, or it's just shit like that I'm like, you got to break that.
Okay.
And so that's important. But it's good that you already watch your sets, because I'm just now at that place right now where I have seriously so many tapes that my fucking external is almost full. And so I'm finally going through them because I need to get followers. I need to be social media bullshit. And so, now I'm watching them. I feel like, because once you break that scaredness, it kind of works, where you're like, this is less cringe.
Yeah, you get kind of desensitized maybe, because you're just like, yep, here you go.
So I'm envious of you for even
I try to watch it like the next day, because I feel like that's
so smart.
Yeah, like I'll remember to watch usually the next day. Sometimes I will watch it that night if I feel like it went okay, but I don't know, I'm very new, so I'm just kind of like still trying to figure out my style and everything like that. Like, when do you feel like you figured your style out?
I really don't know. I would say this last year has been the most growth I've had as a comic.
Nice.
And I think my style, I kind of like have this I'm not like, when I'm on stage, it's not like joke. It's this personable, like I don't know, like it's just more of I could like the only thing I can say about it is like I could do the same set show to show and they would all be different, because I respond to audience, and like I for some reason I'm able to riff really well between things, or like whatever. So looser style, I would say my style is very ironic and a little dark, very personal. And so I used to be a blue comic, like very sexual, very dirty all the time. And I finally am able to write cleaner and stuff. But the style thing, I don't know, it just comes with time. I really have no idea when it happened. I think I'm still a version of who I started as, but it's a little bit more, I would say, intentional, and I had a word. Intentional and a word.
Yeah, no, I like your style. I think you're really good. I was going to ask you if you're free this month. I was wondering if you'd like to go on my show at Creek in the Cave on December 19th.
Gotta hit the blinker.
If you're free.
Yeah, I probably am.
And if not, you could always come on in January or whenever works for you. It's like monthly, so.
I would love to do that. Cool. The 20th?
The 19th, Friday the 19th.
Oh, I'm available, and also because I was supposed to be going to Atlanta to feature, and I'm just mentioning this because I'm still bummed about it. Okay. Is the place where the show was? They said that they're only going to use locals. So, dang. Yeah.
So, like, with your auditions, is that like what you audition for, or shows mostly, or like, do you do acting?
No, I don't do acting, but it's coming soon. It's something I very much struggled with I remember my first time filming something. It was so awkward but I wasn't confident. It was back when I was very unconfident in who I was. And now it's getting better. I have like another sketch with another friend coming up, and I'm working on it. It's getting easier, but like, I just can't do characters, and I'm trying so hard to do that and like try to embody this other thing, which is like, I can't even be myself. I'm dissociating all the time.
Yeah.
And now I have to go try to pretend to be someone else, which is like nuts.
Sure.
No, the auditions are for things like industry stuff. So like, I had Netflix is a joke fest, Netflix introducing, this other thing I applied for, no audition yet, so we'll see how it goes. But it was like for this potential show to be on Netflix, a stand-up thing.
Nice.
And I don't think I forgot I don't know if I'm supposed to say, I signed a contract. Fuck.
We'll bleep that out.
Put it in. I don't give a fuck. I'm the bad, like I say this all the time, I'm the bad girl of the industry.
I love it.
I do it because I'm just do what the fuck I want. And but then, or it'll be like, I think those are the main audition things. As far as like shows and stuff, I don't really do or like, you're auditioning for JFL, some late night stuff, but it's stupid. And couple things about auditions. One, it is the one time that or even at the mothership, that's an audition, but like the one time, there was a time where I would get so anxious and overwhelmed. That's when I dissociate. To the point of my very first like major audition, I dissociated so bad that my interpretation of my set was I was pacing well and I was slowing down. My friend was like, dude, you were rushing so fucking bad. That's how dissociative I was.
Okay.
And I can like see myself outside my body. And it's fucked up. But the audition process, there's that. And then if you're doing an audition for industry, that sucks the worst. And it really upsets me because they're industry, but they don't laugh. So you are auditioning in a room full of like no laughter, and what they're looking for is you to not react and to do the set. And that is not me as a comic. Like this last audition for industry, it was during a festival, and so the badge holders are gonna go to the next show, like gear up for it early on. So by the time I went up, a third of the audience was gone. There was industry, there was no laughter. And so I just was like, I didn't lose it because I don't emotionally react, but I was like, I'm gonna call you out for this bullshit. I straight up was like, you guys are fucking cool. The middle, because the whole middle section, they were like, fuck this, I'm out. And then you guys suck. I'm so sorry you had a great childhood. I was like, whatever. And then my friend went to a panel with like a late night booker, and they were saying they don't want that. Like, they don't like when comics do that. So I like,
oh my gosh. Yeah,
it's just, you never know. Auditions are, you get better over time. Like, I'm not as nervous now for auditions, and but it's a process, and you kind of learn a lot every fucking time about you controlling your feelings, everything, joke choice, all that, and you cannot think about what they want.
Okay.
Like, I mean, maybe you should. Maybe that's why I don't ever get an audition. Like, I never succeeded at the audition, is I don't care. I do what I want, and
I think that's important with being a comic.
I fucking agree.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like this submission, I think I'm gonna go with the riskier joke because I think it's relevant.
That's cool. So when you submit, like, you're sending a tape. Okay.
Yeah, for like this opportunity, it's gonna be first a tape, and then you'll get a live audition.
Wow.
So who fucking knows?
And
man?
then the industry.
And this one is for, and it's not like this happened. You know what I mean? It's not. I don't see it as a big thing, but it's just for JFL. Got an email to submit, and it's just gonna be a tape. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? And I don't recommend chasing the tape. I don't recommend that at all. I recommend looking through old tape and finding something that works, because when you're trying for it, it doesn't always go well. Like that happened to me recently, where I had one day, because I was on the road and stuff, and I only had one day, one time to get the set. And because I was so hyper focused on that joke, it was like nothing, like it was just disorganized because everything around it was like the audience hated me in it because I was just not there.
Okay.
So it's kind of best to just choose from. So I chose from something I had recorded in Houston, and that was that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a risky joke, but it's good.
That I feel like I'm learning a lot because I definitely don't know a lot. Like the
No,
other
you
day.
just learn over time. There's
Yeah.
no way. And it's like you can't beat yourself up for not knowing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you learn
Sometimes
as you
I
go.
do.
You learn as you go.
Yeah. Somebody said they got passed at Mothership, and I thought they were like, I thought that meant they were gonna work there. And then they were like, no, like I'm literally just I can perform there now.
Yeah,
and I
you're
was
a
like,
regular.
Oh. I was like, shit, I'm an idiot.
No, you're not an idiot. It's like all these terms, like don't feel like an idiot. I just found out like a few months ago when this club asked me to feature. They said it's a 2-person, and I go, what the fuck is a 2-person? And I just learned this. So a 2-person is there's only 2 it's the headliner and you.
Oh, okay.
So you are basically the host and the feature. And
Nice.
But you get both pays, which is I like 2-persons because I just love money and I also love hosting.
Cool. Well, that's awesome.
That's it.
Yeah, I wanted to see if you had anything that you wanted to plug. I know you do a lot of shows.
No.
Nothing to plug.
I guess, I mean, Banana Phone every Sunday.
Yes.
Don't come if you're sensitive. And I would say just like my Instagram. I mean, the more followers I can get, the thing I struggle with right now is I can't go on the road for myself because I don't have enough followers. So if you are inclined, I'm a lot funnier than I am sad usually. You can follow me at Chunker Nugget on Instagram. Nugget has a silent K. But if you type in Chunker, I'm usually the first one. But the last few times I've been like the second or third. So I'm kind of pissed about that. And so that's it really. Nothing else that's worth it to plug.
I've loved having you on.
I loved being here. Thank you for having me.
Sometime.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I'm always free. I love talking.
Yeah.
Obviously. So, yeah, no, this was really, really fun. And I hope you know that, like, this is really cool that you are 25 episodes in and you're sticking with it. So
Thank you.
that's actually an accomplishment in and of itself. And the fact that you've done so much work to set this up to be like, because I'll go on a podcast and it's just like I'll be in a hotel room. Like, what the fuck is it? We're sitting on like ottomans. Yeah. No, it would be like, it wasn't just a random hotel room. It wasn't, I got to clarify that. It was, people coming because we were in a different city. And so we did it at the hotel. Like,
yeah. It wasn't that kind of hotel room.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. This is like the casting couch.
Yeah. It's just the fanciest casting couch I've ever been on.
Thank you. Yeah. I've had a lot of fun just getting to like hear from comics that I think are good. And like, I like hearing everyone's stories, and then I feel less guilty asking like advice too. I think when I have people on the podcast,
yeah,
I don't want to go up to people like when they're busy and shit.
If they're so sorry, I know we are wrapping up.
No, you're good.
But if the people that have impacted me the most are headliners and stuff who are kind.
Yeah.
And that is forgotten a lot. People become monsters in this industry and it's disgusting. And the people that have impacted me the most are the people who are just naturally instantly kind. And something I learned from Avery Moore as an early comic, she's like, you just got to be, she just said it out loud. She was just like, you got to be nice to people and things like that. And I was like, yeah, for sure. And I always want to be people to be comfortable. I'm always open to give my opinion. I love doing that. I'm basically a man. And so yeah, anytime you have questions or whatever, like I want to help other comics. Like I really do want newer comics to feel comfortable and to learn things that takes time to learn generally.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate
thank you for, chatting with me and listening and having me.
Yes.
And having cool dogs and cool house. This has been delightful. And the snacks and the zins and the shitty Coke holiday shit. That was disgusting. This is an anti-advertisement for fucking cream holiday Coke. Disgusting.
Well, thank you so much, Kandace.
Thank you, Kate.
You'll have to come on again one day.
I would love to. Anytime.
And come to my show and come watch Kandace, December 19th.
December 19th is going down. At the Creek, you said?
At Creek in the Cave.
At Creek in the Cave. 7th and Red River.
Yes. Thanks, guys. Tune in next week.
Do I have to show my tits?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, my God. Yeah, big naturals, not on the show. Like I'm a professional. I'm not gonna show tits on a show. I'll show them on a podcast.
Yeah. Well, if you ever want to show tits, you're always welcome.
Thank you for having me, Kate. You're the best.
Of course.